Welcome back, guys. Today we are going to speak about how I use TSLY ETF to buy my Tesla Model 3. TSLY is the Tesla Option Income Strategy ETF, which uses options to generate income covered call style strategy. It pays weekly distributions and the yield looks very high, but those payouts are variable and not guaranteed. The target is to make $230 per month. That's about $2,760 per year. Now, here's the key. TSLY's distribution rate changes constantly. Sometimes it looks extremely high, but that doesn't mean the payment is stable long term. So I usually buy the dip and dollar cost average. If the yield is around 50%, then $2,760 divided by 50 cents is $5,500 invested. This is why people get surprised. So the amount you need depends entirely on future payouts, which fluctuates. The big thing that most YouTubers don't explain is that TSLY's income comes from selling options. That means you get high cash flow, but upside growth is capped and total returns can lag behind owning Tesla directly. This is why I also hold the underline. Some of the payout can even be return of your own capital, not pure profit. So you're not just living off yield. Sometimes you're slowly getting your own money back. It's important to know that many people try this strategy thinking that they will just buy TSLY and it'll pay their bills forever. The risk is that payouts can drop, share price can decline. High yield does not mean safe income, and option-based funds trade income for growth. If Tesla runs up hard, TSLY usually underperforms because of the covered call structure. The smart way that I do it is not thinking TSLY will pay my car payment, but think TSLY might help offset part of my payment. This strategy is what many experienced investors do. They use TSLY for partial income, combined with safer holdings like index funds, cash flow, ETFs, and value stocks. Also keep a cash buffer for months when payouts drop. If your plan is, I need this ETF to cover my car payment, you may be in trouble. That's risky. These are income-focused, high volatility ETFs, not guaranteed income products. Even the SEC warns investors to understand complex ETF risks before relying on them for income. So a good long-term play usually isn't chasing yield. It's building stable investments, letting growth compound, and using income funds later when your portfolio is larger. Because high yield funds often sacrifice long-term growth for current cash flow. So if you're on the fence about buying a Tesla, you may want to consider. You've probably heard both sides. People saying it's the best car they've ever owned, and people saying it'll destroy your electricity bill, burn through tires, and take forever to charge. As someone who's owned a Tesla for almost 6 years now, let's clear up the biggest myths and talk about the real pros and cons so you can decide if it's actually worth it. First question everyone asks, does a Tesla skyrocket your electricity bill? Short answer, no. Electricity prices vary depending on where you live. I pay around 8 cents per kilowatt hour, so your numbers may be different. But gas prices also scale by location and is much more expensive overall. You're still saving money in most cases. One myth is, do Teslas burn through $500 tires every 10,000 miles? The answer is no, unless you're driving like you're launching a rocket at every stoplight. There's this idea that EVs are insanely heavy, but when you compare similar cars, the difference isn't huge. The real reason people wear out tires faster is acceleration. Even slower EVs feel quick compared to gas cars, and if it's your first fast car, you're probably going to use that acceleration. But if you use chill mode or just learn throttle control, tire life is completely normal. So the answer is you don't need special EV tires, and you definitely don't need to replace them every 10,000 miles. Now let's talk charging, because this is where most confusion comes from. Do you need to take 8 hours to charge your car? It depends on your setup. Superchargers definitely not. Those are super fast. A regular wall outlet? Yeah, that can take 24 hours or more. A proper level 3 charger at home? About 4 hours for a full charge. But here's the thing. Most people miss you're almost never charging from 0 to 100%. The average US commute uses about 10 to 20% of the battery. So you're just topping up overnight like plugging in your phone. I personally charge to 80%, use about 25% daily, and my car is usually done charging within 4 hours. So this is how I use the Tesla ETF to pay off my Tesla Model 3. Final thoughts: I own 150 shares of TSLY, which pays me about $180 per month, which mostly covers my entire car payment. The content in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute financial, investment, or tax advice. I am not a financial advisor. You should conduct your own research or consult with a certified professional before making any investment decisions. Past performance is not indicative of future results.
That's all for today, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.